Hey, long time no see. Last time we've met in Sumeru, where I was getting acquainted with the local wildlife.
What?
But today we're in Fontaine on a special occasion, because after many months of endless 34 stars abyss mediocrity, there appeared an abyss that even I can easily 36 star. Now I could show the process of me going through floor 9 to 11, but at AR 60 I can get all the stars easily, even with my most creative team comps. And even more importantly, I just didn't prepare any 30-minute long essays about how great Venti is, like I did last time. So I might show it next time. I can show highlights of getting to floor 12 though. How exciting. But alright, let's get back to what we'll actually be doing today. This patch's abyss is really easy, because despite having two bosses with a lot of invulnerability phases, all the first halves are really easy, with only 2 waves of enemies each, which compared to the usual abyss is quite unexpected. So let's show what teams we'll be using today. Here's team 1 and here's team 2. Now time for me to not be scripted for a long minute. Fun fact, this video was supposed to release on Saturday last week, but instead it's releasing on Monday this week because I fell asleep before making the voiceover. But anyway, time to play the game. Not recording while the voice while playing because I learned my mistake from the update video on my channel. But okay, I haven't played this Alhaitham team I think ever. I always just use Fischl instead of Xingshu, because I kinda forgot how the Hydro and Electro reactions work together, which it's easy to forget that, especially if you don't watch other people play this game. But yeah, I was kinda surprised by how overpowered this team is, because you basically deal quicken damage, hyper bloom damage, and it's insane. This is the second time I'm playing this abyss. The first time I played it was, well, the first reset of 4.4 I think now is the patch. And back then I was kinda using Cookie with like half Elemental Mastery and half Crit build, but I've changed completely her to have 1000 Elemental Mastery, so now that team is really freaking overpowered. And I also leveled up Cookie and Alhaitham to level 90, so their damage is insane. But okay, time for the second half, which I just don't understand how this boss works, to be honest. Like, I fought him in the Chasm quite a bit, but like, they changed him in the Abyss and I have no clue how he works. There are just some attacks that he is invulnerable in, which not fun to play, not gonna lie. But I still think that the first floor is the most difficult in this Abyss. Like, I've seen people talk about how the second floor is the most hard because of Weenut, but I just cannot agree. The first half of this floor is difficult, with the enemies just not wanting to stay together, and the second floor has just the easiest first half, so overall I think the first floor is the most difficult. But I guess people just disagree with that.
Wind strike.
Going in!
Fallen leaves. Adorn my...
Hey, yeah! Boba, get them!
Now disappear.
Nice and spike!
Here's the ending. I think I had like 30 seconds spare, so that's pretty impressive. I normally almost run out of the time, or I had to switch teams. Here's a smooth transition. Almost can see how I had to reset like 6 times on this floor, because my Cookie constantly died from the Geo guy. Because, you know, I have Cookie at Constellation 1, which, not gonna lie, really painful experience, would not recommend. But yeah, this is just... Okay, here I didn't even realize my misplay for like 5 seconds, where I didn't give the Dendro lady the freaking debuff from Nahida. I kinda was confused by how did that happen even.
Our bond is strong!
The ending is kinda awkward, but like, it's fine. No, I'll kinda explain more about... Okay, that misplay caught me off guard. Normally I like to play Mono Pyro with either Diluc as my main DPS or, since last patch, Yoimiya as my single target DPS. But here I'm playing with Lini because, yeah, I just don't like the bosses, so I prefer to just play from a long distance, because Yoimiya would constantly probably miss the attacks on the enemies. Here I'm just confused as where the boss is. Really fun experience, not gonna lie.
Now disappear.
Oh, here's the biggest misplay I think I had on this floor, despite all the others. Yeah, I thought I didn't have Kazuha Burst, so I'm like, okay, let's use Lini Burst. It's gonna explode the little anemopods. It didn't, so I'm kinda like, oh fuck, what am I supposed to do? I was kinda afraid that I had to reset this floor, but I luckily didn't. Although this play is pure cringe, not gonna lie. The boss is like 1 high HP and like, oh god. But yeah, this boss, I don't really understand why people have difficulty with it. It's annoying, but like, I think the first floor is still the most difficult. Now for the third floor and the last one, which is probably the easiest out of all of these, which is kinda strange to say, to be honest. It's normally supposed to be the most difficult, as it has the most difficult enemies. I mean, the most HP on enemies. But yeah, it's kinda easy. There's not too much to talk about here. Although here I was like, oh, I didn't realize that these are actually different enemies. I thought they were both the same and will just go after me. No, I just noticed that it's the gunner and I'm like, okay, let's go to it. But yeah, the first half here, insanely easy. Even if you're really undergeared, I think you should be able to easily 3-star it.
Let's play turn a little.
The process of elimination.
And here's the second half, which, yeah, I don't know what they were cooking with this one. Like the third floor is just easy first half, easy second half. It's kinda weird. I mean, I don't mind it, but it is kinda weird compared to usual experience of what I remember, like Greater Wolf Lord or how the Geo Wolf was called. But yeah, here I just kinda misplayed with not using my skills, because I thought I would kill it in one phase. I didn't, which was a great shame. Here I am confused completely. Love playing on a controller, not gonna lie. At least when it comes to aiming. Especially if you look at my buttons and just don't see the shooting button at the right trigger.
A round of applause.
But yeah, that was it. It was yeah, this abyss is kinda weird, not gonna lie. Like compared to the usual experience, it's just chill. It's weird. But yeah, time to show the gear of characters, I guess. Now time for the gear showcase, and to be honest here, not too much to talk about. The only noteworthy things to talk about here are like, my Xingshu is really bad when it comes to his artifacts. I really don't have any good spare emblems, so he just got random garbage. So that he has enough energy recharge for me to just use him without being too much of an inconvenience. The other noteworthy thing would be like Al-Haytham went from having the 4-star Parasol weapon, which is the Elemental Mastery 4-star from the event, like a year ago, to the 3-star critical damage weapon. And I did this because I have really good artifacts on him, with how much Elemental Mastery I have, so I just kinda wanted to switch from the weapon because I found it really kinda annoying, not gonna lie. So yeah, I just went to the 3-star weapon, I really like it. And it allows me to have big crits, which is really cool. The last thing is like Cookie with her 1000 Elemental Mastery for Nahida Burst to be the best. So yeah, those are the only important things in the Team 1. Now for Team 2. Here there's not too much to talk about. On Bennett I'm using the Exile artifact set, which is the maximum 4-star set. And I'm using it just to have more energy on Xiangling and Kazuha. On Kazuha I'm not using too much Elemental Mastery with the weapon. I prefer to have the energy recharge. Xiangling is kinda cracked, not gonna lie, with her weapon. And Lini is using the charge attack set from bosses, which I feel like is the easiest to get on him and pretty good. So I didn't really find it too important to go to the new zone and farm the set there, especially with how Emblem is really good on most of the characters, and I'm just lacking it. But yeah, that's literally it to talk about, so yeah, just show the rest of the gear. So, that was my experience with the 4.4 patch Abyss. I'll probably not make more videos like this, because it's always best to leave on a high note, rather than to show how I usually play this game. But because I have no idea on how to end this video, instead you can watch the screen slowly go black while Nahida is dancing. Bye bye.
Broken.